What is the name of your book?
The name of my book is called 99% Occupy Wall Street Park, a portrait journal.
So it's from your eyes, your experience?
Well, and since I carry a camera all the time, I was able to unintentionally record the whole event, the whole 75 days from the day that began at the Bull, the Wall Street Bull, and then when they moved at the park, which didn't happen overnight, it grew, and it kept growing up to the last day, and it kept improving. The whole situation was very impressive, and also the spirit. There were many hangers-on and thieves and others that were just like not the real people. But inside there was a core that carried the spirit of the movement.
And what was the spirit?
The spirit is the spirit of everybody's been ripped off by the banks, by Wall Street, by the general conditions of the laws, or lack of laws, of lack of regulations, of check and balances. It was a free-for-all for the big cats. And they rob everybody of the future. They didn't not only rob, they robbed the future. And I'm 75, so there's not much future left. But the young people, future, whatever their 40 years of active life, was robbed. And the spirit of these young people was refreshing. The only thing compatible, although the paradigm was different, was 1968. In those days, the consciousness opened up. And then you could become whatever you wanted to become, which was not true before. As I passed by there and took their pictures and then tweaked with them in the computer, I realized that I didn't have to write anything about this. They wrote it with their signs. And they wrote the story with their signs. So I'm only documenting their efforts. That's all. I was not part of it.
And how many people do you think overall, not just the ones that made it in the book, but overall did you capture over those 75 days?
Well, I passed by there twice a day, and it was always a different scene.
There's a way you've kind of mixed a style of painting and photography.
I am a painter, and by training I'm an anthropologist and a filmmaker, Columbia University, back in the 70s. And I am an artist and a poet. Thanks to Carl here that is recording this, we're moving forward.
Why should people KickStarter support your book?
I'm sure there's many reasons. I have my original photographs tweaked with the computer, so they're not completely realistic as you might see the world. I see the world different. I did it to be part of it, to somehow put my grain of sand onto the effort.
Once again, what's the title again?
99% Occupy Wall Street Park.
A portrait journal.
A portrait journal.
Right. All right. Do you want to say any last thing to the KickStarter community?
Never be a slave. Always a free man.
Oh, he's a free man. All right. Thank you, Mr. Rosilloi. Why did you decide to call it Wall Street Park?
I wanted to rename the park in honor of these people's efforts. in the midst of so much antagonism.
But you could have just stuck to the historical name Zuccotti Park, but you decided to rename it by the event, right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I decided to rename it.